So Alexa, listen, it's good to talk with you again. Last time we spoke was before the last fight, which is a little more than a year ago. So you've had a lot of time to think not just about this third fight about against Valentina Shevchenko, but really you've been thinking about her going all the way back to the beginning of last year, a long time, almost 2 years. Does it ever get kind of tiring that just like that this one woman still stands in front of you?
No, I mean it's just a fight, and I love to prepare myself for every single fight camp.
Sure, sure. Now, you two, you've seen a lot of each other, right? Outside of the cage, obviously, coaches against each other on The Ultimate Fighter. You'd mentioned recently that things were like a little weird between you two at this point. But did you get the chance to watch the show? Do you feel like it accurately portrayed you or the relationship between you two?
No, I mean we're professional and we love to fight, and we're super excited to be there again.
Sure, sure. Now, longtime basketball fan right here. So, watching the show, got the chance to watch you two in the Coaches Challenge, play some basketball. It's fair to say no, neither one of you is the strongest sport for you, right? But you had said it had been a while since you played basketball. I'm curious, how much experience do you have playing basketball, like in your life? Did you play it as a kid or anything, or?
Yeah, I mean as a kid, of course, in school, who didn't throw a ball, basketball. But now, yeah, it's not definitely not my sport.
Were there other sports you played growing up? Were you like a soccer player or anything like that, or?
No, I used to run, swim, tennis, and gymnastics.
Okay, okay. So ball sports not so much your thing.
No, not much.
No, no. So obviously maybe you're not getting as big into like the WNBA, like it's getting so big now and women's sports are getting much more prominent in the United States. I don't know how it is in Mexico, but any more interest at all in the WNBA now that you met Kelsey Plum and you did the challenge and everything, or?
Yeah, I was able to watch an event, and it was really cool. I mean, they what they do, it's amazing too. But no, right now I'm just focused on my fight.
Sure, sure, of course, of course. Now going back to you and Valentina, other than the fact that you got the finish in the first time, the first fight, and the second one went to a decision. I'm curious, just because you guys have had a lot of time to think about this, what is the biggest difference in your mind between the first fight and the second fight, like how they two played out?
Well, I we've been sharing 45 minutes together. I know exactly what to do to secure my win, and I'm ready for that.
Sure, but I mean, just kind of looking back at those fights, is there anything like that played out differently in your mind that you had the chance to go back and watch it?
Well, of course, a lot of things. There's always something to improve. There's always to get better. And yes, I mean, can't miss the fight.
Sure, sure. Now, I had spoken with Shevchenko around, the time that the season for The Ultimate Fighter was starting to begin on streaming. And at that time, she seemed to be of the belief that when you two fought again, it was not going to involve the Mexico theme at UFC 106, which at the Sphere. Obviously, that is the case now. I know she was not excited about the pro-Mexican crowd. She kind of believed that that might have had a factor in the scoring of that fight. What was your understanding along the way? Did you at any point believe that your fight was not going to be at this Mexico themed event?
No, I was 100% that it was going to be like this.
So I'm curious, I guess, where she. I mean, you wouldn't know how to speak for that, but yeah, it's funny though that everyone.
That's right, not me.
Yeah, no, of course, it wasn't you, but obviously you being at the center of this once again as the Mexican fighter, fighting for a championship, defending your championship at this card. I mean, what does it mean for you that you get to be at the center of these events 2 years in a row?
It's really cool. It talks about how hard I'm working with my team, how hard we are, pushing these things. All of the Mexicans in the fight card are amazing. They love, the exchange. They love, to kill. It's really cool. So it's amazing to be in this fight card, and for all the Mexicans to have these big opportunities.
And again, this one is at the Sphere. Dana White's been talking it up constantly and the spectacle they want to do, all the big presentation and stuff. Do you have an idea what it's going to look like when you're out there fighting? Have they given you any idea? Can you say anything or no? Oh man. But
You
I
have
mean,
to watch it.
of course, of course. But let me ask you this. What is your impression of it? Like without describing it, can you just say like what did you think when you saw what it was going to look like?
Wow. Wow. I can say more.
Interesting, interesting. So of course, this again, once again, it is a Mexican themed event. Other than, the championship fight, uh, Sean O'Malley against Merab Dvalishvili after you guys go off. Merab has kind of been, he's from Georgia in Europe, but he's embraced the Mexico theme. Like I'm sure you've probably seen some of his videos. He's been dancing. He took in the culture recently. He's been visiting all that. Have you been following it? Like, do you have any thoughts on kind of the whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool that he's getting inspired about this Mexican theme, and I love that. He's knowing the culture, he's dancing, he's the food, everything. I mean, it's really cool.
What do you think of his dancing? How is it?
Good.
How is your dancing? Are you a good dancer?
No.
No, not your thing. So let me ask you, because obviously Mexico is at the center of this. What does it mean for you uh to be a Mexican in combat sports? What does that identity mean to you?
Well, it means a lot. Mexico is well known for great battles, and I'm proud to be part of the history with, my fighting style, and it means a lot.
Sure. And I understand that, this third fight between you and Valentina is going to represent the first UFC women's trilogy. What does it mean for you to be a part of that type of history, especially since you've gotten to hold the belt at the end of each of these first two?
Well, it means a lot. It's been showing how hard I'm working. I love, to put everything I have in every single fight, and this is the result of all these years of hard working.
And the last question I have for you is, obviously you are expecting to win this fight. I'm sure you can't really imagine it going any other way, but say something doesn't go your way, right? And it ends up being going Shevchenko's way. It would still put you guys at 1-1-1. It's not really settling the trilogy here. It's kind of like your countryman Brandon Moreno against Davis and Figueiredo. They had to do it a fourth time. Would you expect there to be a fourth fight if that was the situation?
I mean, if that happens, you must give me a shot, of course.
Sure, sure. Does that, I mean, I don't know how much you're looking at kind of the rest of the division at this point, because again, you've really just had Shevchenko to think about all this time. But do you think that there would any be scenario where you'd have to step aside and let someone else fight, or would you expect that to be an immediate thing?
I don't know. Let's wait for the fight, and I mean, I don't like to watch over. I like to watch the fight, and then we can think about that.